That was intense. What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So it's Friday, it's the weekend, we did it. Congratulations yet again. We have survived another week in cryptocurrencies. Shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. You guys rule. If we have a look at what's going on, not too much today. Another boring day in crypto. I wish there was more to talk about price-wise. Have tons of news today. Really awesome stuff. You guys got to check it out. But as far as price action, not too much is happening. We're still sitting around $121 billion market cap, Bitcoin 3,650, XRP 32 cents, and Ethereum $121. Having a look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have our good old buddy DentaCoin, followed by Ravencoin, Binance, which I'm not surprised, Icon, Aurora, Steam, Redcoin, Digibyte, Basic Attention Token, and IOTA, all doing quite well today. Now, guys, I'm not going to be zooming into the charts today. We have been spending a lot of time right down here in this little region, just looking at little bounces up and down, okay? Let's zoom out. Let's look at the grand picture, okay? Now, there's a reason that I have this purple line right here, and I'm going to get into it in just a second, but I want to talk about historically why I believe we are unbelievably close to the bottom. In fact, I may even consider dollar cost averaging again, but let me show you what's happening. So if we come over here, this is from marketwatch.com. I will drop this below for you guys. This is a visualization of all of the Bitcoin crashes. Now, obviously, most people don't reference all of these tiny little crashes, but these all have happened. Now, some of them are very small. As you can see here, only 49%, 57%, 33, 35, right? But we have had a few major ones, okay? So this is a big one that we had right here, 83% 3-day correction, which was pretty insane, right? But here is the massive one. Now, this is 87% correction, and this lasted from November 30th of 2013 all the way to January 14th of 2015. This is 411 days of a correction, and it's the biggest correction that Bitcoin has ever seen to date. Currently, although the numbers are a little bit different if you compare them from CoinMarketCap to this website, which is all-time high coin index, you'll notice that your coins have lost a lot since last year. No, I'm kidding. Your coin... No, seriously, but Bitcoin is down 81.7%, okay? Now, the highest that it ever fell, the most it ever fell was 87%, okay? 87% would bring us down to, from the all-time high of around 20K all the way up here, would bring us down to about 87.5% at a $2,500 Bitcoin. And not only do I personally think that 2,500 is the bottom, but at the same time, if you look over here, we had a massive consolidation period between the months of June and July back in 2017, okay? So that is why I personally think that looking at these short-term movements really doesn't matter. Could we drop lower? Absolutely. I personally don't see us falling lower than 2,500. If we do, well, I'm wrong, number one. And number two, that's going to be the worst Bitcoin crash in history. Okay? So then that would be a first. So we do know that past performance doesn't indicate what's going to happen, but I just wanted to point that out. That is exactly why I am calling 2,500 the bottom. Who am I? Don't listen to me. But look at that, okay? What's your opinion on it? What do you guys think? When is the bottom, okay? Let me know. Now, talking about this that came out, Poloniex, they said we are currently experiencing technical difficulty. Trading has been disabled and the site has been placed into maintenance mode. So yeah, people were freaking out because we just had the hack that happened over at Cryptopia. So what happened? Well, turns out everything is fine. They're back on track. They're up and running. But this goes to show that people freak out, right? Whenever it's your exchange that's being attacked, all of a sudden it matters, right? So I put this out on Twitter. I don't know if you guys are following me. It's at the Crypto Zombie. But I put this out and I said, this is every crypto exchange hack. That's almost $1.5 billion to date. Yet so many people still insist on leaving their coins on exchanges. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. And as you can see right here, they have it broken down into some nice picture with some gummy bears. And you can see all the hacks that took place over time. Now, interestingly enough, we actually had the CEO of Kraken come out, Jesse Powell, and he went on to talk about how, he says don't leave your digital assets on, exchanges, not even on Kraken. He's saying not even on ours. And the reason he says this is because any application or platform connected to the internet by nature is hackable. In essence, centrally operated crypto exchanges are similar to banks in that they hold private keys and funds for users. If a hacker gains access into the central servers or internal management system of an exchange, the hacker can steal your funds, private information, and financial data. Now, there's a little bit of a difference because if a hacker breaks into, let's say, like a bank or something like that, right? That's all just numbers on a screen, and they can just refill things in and move them around, right? I mean, yes, you have the FDIC, federally insured, all that other stuff, but the difference is with crypto is when that crypto's gone, it's gone forever, right? Because those coins can't be replicated. You can't just like, oh, well, they screwed up, let's just add some extra ones and zeros. No, they're gone, right? Major, major issue. So he obviously goes on saying that a more secure way of storing them is in hardware wallets, which you guys know. I'm a huge proponent of Ledger, but you know, Trezors are good as well. There's a whole bunch of other ones. Now, some experts do argue that maybe for people just getting in, it's a lot easier to keep your coins on an exchange like Coinbase, for example, or Binance, right? But once you really start to learn what you're doing and you become more familiar with the space, you really should take that responsibility into your own hands. But that's just what I think, guys. If not, leave them on the exchanges because we know it's not a matter of, you know, if, but a matter of when. So let's talk about this awesome freaking news that came out. I'm so pumped because I actually have one of these by my house. So the Bitcoin ATM company Coinme has partnered with coins-to-cash converter Coinstar to allow Bitcoin purchases through their kiosks in a bunch of U.S. states. So at launch, only customers at certain Safeway or Albertsons stores in California, Texas, and Washington state will be able to purchase Bitcoin through the kiosks, though they do plan to extend this to other markets in the US. Now, the CEO of Coinstar said that they're always looking for new ways to offer value to their customers when they visit these kiosks, and Coinme's innovative delivery mechanism, along with Coinstar's flexible platform, makes it possible for consumers to easily purchase Bitcoin with cash, not to mention the fact that you know how many people use these machines daily. Now they're going to see an option. They have their option for cash. They have their option for, you know, I think they have different gift cards. You can donate. You can get like an Amazon gift card. And now you're going to have an option for Bitcoin. That's going to be interesting because that's putting a lot of credibility, you know, for what it is. So they do go on to say that coins cannot be used for Bitcoin transactions. So you're not going to be able to cash your coins in, which is why most people usually go there, right? You take your bucket of change, and they take a massive percentage, though. They take like almost 10%. It's honestly, it's a scam, guys. But anyway, the kiosk will only accept US dollar bills, and you can only do up to $2,500 worth of Bitcoin. To purchase it, you have to put your phone number in and then insert the bill, and then they give you a code, which you'll be able to redeem by creating a Coinme account. So I guess the most difficult part of this process would be getting started, setting up the Coinme account. But once you have it the first time, well, then it's really easy. You know, you just go to the store, get it, scan it, boom, got your Bitcoin. Then you want to cash out, take the Bitcoin. Actually, that's a good question, though. You'll be able to buy Bitcoin, but you won't be able to sell Bitcoin. Or will you be able to sell Bitcoin for cash? That's interesting. I'm curious to see how that develops. But the exact extent of the rollout is a little bit undisclosed right now, but executives are referencing thousands of U.S. locations currently served by Coinstar, which allows consumers to count their loose change. Coinstar itself lists 20,000 kiosks, okay? So here's the thing. If Bitcoin becomes available at all 20,000 locations, hypothetically, this is possible, the partnership would increase the U.S.'s total Bitcoin ATM number almost 5 times over, not to mention the fact that we had an incredible year last year. So according to data from monitoring resource Coin ATM Radar, the US currently has 2,488 machines in operation, constituting just under 60% of the global total. That's very interesting. Worldwide, Bitcoin ATM as an industry should be worth, they estimate, $145 million within 5 years, according to a study in September. And here you can see right here on Reddit, you already have happy, users going and purchasing their Bitcoin. So this guy purchased 0.000222129 Bitcoin. But there you go. So you can now purchase Bitcoin at Coinstar. Are you guys not excited for this? Come on, I'm freaking pumped. There's one of these in like every single supermarket by my house. So I don't know about you guys. I'm pretty pumped for this one. That's a good story. Now, here is the next one we're talking about. So the question is Is this new cryptocurrency better than Bitcoin? Researchers from 7 colleges across the US are working together on a supposedly groundbreaking cryptocurrency project, which will offer scalability beyond anything that Bitcoin can offer, according to these guys. So this is going to be called Unit E, which is a horrible name for a crypto, and I hope that that's just a work in progress type name. Anyway, Unit E, the proposed cryptocurrency, will have the capacity to rival Visa and MasterCard in terms of transactions per second. The researchers are working together under the banner of Distributed Technology Research, or DTR, which is a non-for-profit foundation backed by Pantera Capital for the purpose of developing next-generation digital currencies to achieve worldwide adoption. Okay. So Unity launches in the second half of 2019 with a stated goal of processing 10,000 transactions per second. That's incredible, guys. 10,000 transactions per second, which would put it on its own as the network with the highest throughput ahead of Visa's 1,700 transactions or Bitcoin's roughly 10 transactions per second, which is incredible. I'm really curious to see how they pull this off. I really genuinely am. Assistant Professor of Electrical and Computing Engineering of Carnegie Mellon University says, in the 10 years since Bitcoin first emerged, blockchains have developed from a novel idea to a field of academic research. Our approach is to first understand fundamental limits on blockchain performance, then to develop solutions that operate as close to these limits as possible with results that are provable with a rigorous theoretical framework. So, with the varied backgrounds in cryptography and computer science, the professors are all published researchers in the field of blockchain technology, and their idea for creating Unit E's promised scaling solution incorporates sharding, which we're very familiar with. We've seen Zilliqa having pretty good success with that, and separate payment channel networks to aid transaction speed. So it sounds like a bit of a hybrid almost. They're doing kind of like sharding, but they're also doing secondary payment channels. So like, interesting. Okay. So Pantera Capital co-chief investment officer and DTR council member Joey Krug said, the mainstream public is aware that existing cryptocurrency networks don't scale. We are on the cusp of something where if this doesn't scale relatively soon, it may be relegated to ideas that were nice, but didn't work in practice. More like 3D printing than the internet. So there you guys go. Bitcoin may have a new rival, guys. Yesterday it was GRIN, and today it's Unit E. Who will take down Bitcoin tomorrow? Stay tuned for the next episode. Also, on the topic of Bitcoin, super quick, this came out really quick, and they say scammers could technically overwrite cryptocurrency payments, but it wouldn't be cheap. I found this article to be kind of pointless, to be honest, because as we can see right here, we did look at what it would cost to do a 51% attack on the network. It would cost roughly $300,000 per hour. So the only way for you to basically fake a transaction would be to use an orphan block. So essentially, okay, let's see how this would work. Say I put a down payment down for a house. Let's say I put down $40,000 or something, okay? And I paid in Bitcoin. Then I had another $300,000 on the side, and I used it to get enough hash rate to take over 51% of the network, and then essentially create an orphaned block, and then that transaction would be on the block, and then it would invalidate, and then technically I could scam you, but that's probably not going to happen, so let's just skip this and move on to an actual serious situation that's going on right now, which is Ethereum. Now, please pay attention to this, guys. I currently am not moving any Ethereum right now, just because I want to be safe with it. So Ethereum is currently undergoing a chain split after the upgrade of Constantinople was called off. Now, here's what happened. It was called off last minute. You guys know this, right? They say, we are currently not able to get in contact with every single mining entity about the postponement of the upgrade, right? So, compare the hash rate on the non-Constantinople chain to what the combined chain was pre-fork. Doing this, you could see it's between 10 to 20 terahashes, and it's exactly what's missing from the non-Constantinople correct chain. So, more than 10% of miners are on Constantinople. An estimated 250,000 has been lost by these miners, as they are about 1,000 blocks behind. Con's chain difficulty, however, is going down. So, just so you guys know, In Ethereum, difficulty changes by block. With Constantinople chain having far less hash rate, blocks are found more slowly, but every time a new block is found, the chain gets closer to normality. So, with it now being some hours that the Cons chain is running, it's unclear whether this is just an accidental split on the part of some miners or whether they're intentionally keeping the chain going. Now, I would pretty much say they're not intentionally keeping the chain going, okay? So basically what they think is that some miners, for example, in China and Argentina, maybe they just didn't get the message or they got it late. Information tends to spread a little bit slower, throughout different languages. So it may be that maybe smaller non-English speaking miners in non-major languages, for example, Italy or something like that, they just don't know about the change yet. So whether this is an emergency situation is not clear, but they say that they would urge great caution if you're transacting at this time because it's unclear whether transactions can be replayed. So you may also accidentally be on the miner chain. That happened to a protocol dev Afri of Parity, who said, after telling the entire world to upgrade, of course my very own node gets stuck on the wrong fork. This situation should be resolved within a few hours, so unless you must transact, they basically say you should wait around 36 hours until the picture. Now, at the time that this was posted, it was 3:38 p.m., which currently you have a little more time to go. So if you can avoid transacting in Ethereum today, but you're probably okay. I would say you're probably okay. Just be careful out there. I thought it was important to bring that up. Now, speaking about some coin news, we have an overwhelming amount of registration that's been happening for Binance Jersey. I'm not surprised. So as you can see right here, they're really backed up. They're trying to do the KYC verifications as quick as they possibly can. They're saying the first 50,000 users are eligible for a €20 reward, and this will be between January 16th and January 31st. So check that out. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are already over 50,000 signups, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, if you guys are interested in being able to have that fiat to crypto gateway, definitely go check out Binance Jersey. Also, moving on, let's talk about what's going on with Ripple. So Mercury-fx, a UK company that brands itself as a hassle-free and cost-effective alternative to banks for receiving and sending international currencies, recently teamed up with Ripple and announced that they have processed their largest payment across RippleNet using XRP. So for them, they sent it from UK to Mexico, and they said that they saved 79 pounds and 31 hours on the transaction, and the transaction was roughly $4,551. So there you go, and it cost but a fraction of a penny. Now, having a look, this is the original tweet you can see right here. So this is really good news, and it's nice to see the adoption of these crypto assets. Now, also talking about another project that has been in the news a lot lately is Tron. Now, talking about BitTorrent, you have BitTorrent system, which is dubbed BitTorrent Speed, which will integrate the Tron-based BTT token into the uTorrent Windows client, is looking to launch by this summer. The company has confirmed this in a press release. So BitTorrent Speed will issue cryptocurrency tokens to users that serve content to others via the uTorrent network. The client's users, which number more than 100 million currently, according to BitTorrent, will be able to pay for faster downloads with the same tokens. And on that same token, if everything goes as planned, BitTorrent is also expecting to launch their live streaming feature in 2019. So we will see how this competes with things. I'm interested to see how live streaming would work. We know that live streaming on blockchain itself is, well, not necessarily the greatest quality, but we will see if this actually will present a good alternative to some of the solutions that we have out there already. Also want to talk about digital currency group company Greyscale Investments. The New York-based operator of the Bitcoin Investment Trust officially announced today the launch of Greyscale Stellar Lumens Trust. So they're going to be offering the XLMX reference rate from TradeBlock to strike its daily NAV and will carry a 2.5% annual fee. There is no upfront or performance fee. That is very good news for Stellar Lumens. Also want to talk about Vechain introducing the new Sync and Connex. So if you check this out, the new Sync provides a seamless experience for users and developers. It enables developers and users to focus on the content itself rather than understanding how blockchain works. making it easily acceptable, right? So you have users no longer need to synchronize blockchain data before using it, and transaction process is also majorly simplified. They also provide users with another option in addition to the Chrome plus comment method to access dApps on the Vechain Thor blockchain. The new sync encompasses a dApp browser, integrated Vechain wallet, and Connex APIs, which are designed to provide superior user experience for dApps on the Vechain Thor blockchain. Now, they also have Connex 1.0, which is pretty much more for developers, but it's a newly defined standard interface that connects dApps with the Vechain Thor blockchain and provides a set of well-designed APIs. So there you go. More coin news just kicking. Honestly, guys, I can't believe how these projects just kept working throughout the bear market. It's pretty impressive. Getting on that, or staying on that same topic, I wanted to talk about how we've had a lot of dApps come out last year. I mean, some people were calling 2018 the year of the dApp, right? So there was this interesting comparison that came out, and it compares the rise of the dApps compared to Apple. So 2009 marked Apple's App Store's first full year of operation. According to the information sourced from the market research firm Gartner, iPhone users downloaded 2.5 billion apps in 2009 alone. Further, the App Store accounted for 99.4% of that year's mobile app sales. It was very new at the time, keep in mind. In many ways, the state of decentralized applications in 2018 is somewhat mirroring, or has somewhat mirrored, what happened back in 2009 for Apple. So according to Gartner, Apple Store in 2009 accounted for an estimated $4.2 billion in revenue. In comparison, decentralized applications spread across major blockchain ecosystems in 2018 accounted for $6.7 billion. So there you go. It looks like 2018 had a better year in dApps than the Apple Store did in its first year. Now, granted, back in the day, not a lot of people really had iPhones yet and stuff like that, but I still think it was an interesting statistic to bring up nevertheless. Now, this came out from Sterling Witzke, partner at Winklevoss's Twins family office, and she says that she doesn't think 2019 is going to be the watershed year for institutional investors. She says that we may have a little bit too high of expectations for these guys coming in. Personally, I don't really care. Yeah, if institutional money comes in, it's great. But if they don't come in all through 2019, fine by me. I'll just spend more time accumulating, right? So, and they might even miss the boat. So screw it, right? She made her remarks during an interview with Cointelegraph about, actually, this was just a day ago. So she said that the upshot of the crypto bull market run, when it soared to the all-time high, it sort of skewed perception of how the market should move. People think like, oh, that's how markets move, when really that was the anomaly. She says because the end of 2017 was so crazy, people tend to think that the space moves at lightning speed. At the level of underlying tech development, sometimes it does. But it takes a while for institutions to get comfortable. There needs to be better custody, healthy debt, and credit markets to get them really excited, so she doesn't think that 2019 will be the year. She added that while she's seen many investors thoughtfully dipping their toes into crypto, she hasn't really seen any taking a major plunge. Two factors she isolated as important were lack of regulatory clarity, especially in the United States, and concerns over security. But that's just one person's opinion. Just pointing that out. Also, speaking of, a New York-based investment firm has submitted a new Bitcoin ETF proposal to the U.S. SEC. Wilshire Phoenix says its proposal would create a less volatile way for investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin by creating a trust that holds Bitcoin, U.S. dollars, and short-term U.S. Treasury bills. But is anybody really excited about this news? That is the question. Moving on. This is good news, though. Enterprise Ethereum firm Consensus recently highlighted a report by Deloitte which showed that 95% of surveyed firms are in fact investing in digital ledger technology. So breaking blockchain open, the 2018 Global Blockchain Report surveyed over 1,000 executives from a variety of industries and professions who are savvy in blockchain tech. The report suggests while blockchain is not quite ready for prime time, it is getting closer to its breakout moment every every day. Momentum is shifting from a focus on learning and exploring the potential of the technology to identifying and building practical business applications. So according to the survey, about 26% of companies will invest anywhere between 1 million to 5 million on blockchain tech, while 23% will spend between 5 million and 10 million. 16% of the companies in US said that they will not make an investment, while 32% of Chinese companies noted that they would invest between 5 to 10. 84% of respondents also believe that blockchain is scalable and will eventually be adopted in the mainstream. So how do you like that for some good news, guys? Now, talking about this, you guys know sometimes I like to end on some random news, but so speaking of hacks, check this out. Federal prosecutors unveil charges against 7 individuals that apparently were in a stock trading scheme that involved hacking into the SEC's corporate filing database. The operation, taking place from May to at least October of 2016, nets $4.1 million for fraudsters from the US, Russia, and Ukraine. That's pretty crazy news, guys. That is pretty crazy news. So, also, this is like sometimes when I'm doing my my research for these shows, for these news updates, I come across these random articles and I never talk about them, but they're so freaking random. Like, look at how badly or poorly written this is. Is altcoin partnership announcements are misleading? If any altcoin owner announcing his partnership, then why he never show agreements details? We are not asking for private data, but at least they can show both company have an agreement. It reminds me of when you get those like, you know those things from China, like those little like toys or like those dinosaur eggs that you put them in the water and then they grow into dinosaurs, and the instructions are always like the most confusing things you've ever read. I don't know. Sometimes I come across some crazy news articles, so I just wanted to point that out. But this made me laugh before we go. This came from Nick Core, and this guy put this out. He said, bro, WTF my pilot doing? And he said, buying the dip. And I can't tell if this is like fake or not, but this pilot is literally looking at a chart. So it could be photoshopped, but it's hilarious either way. That being said, that is it for the day. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. And no, I did not forget about the t-shirt giveaway. Yesterday, we had a medium Crypto Zombie Unibright t-shirt. So let's go to yesterday's video. We will copy this, go over here, and let's pick a winner. 269 unique comments. Wait, what is this? Oh, they moved it. They added something. Okay, here we go. Drum roll, please. Where's my zombie t-shirt? Love the show. Keep it up. Well, Alex Jorg, it's on its way. As soon as you go to over here and click About Me, and then send me an email, and you get your shirt. So thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you for everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. You guys freaking roll. As usual, I also want to say thank you for everyone that's been supporting the channel and actually using my Ledger Nano links. I really appreciate it, guys. I mean, you know, it's a win-win here. You're keeping your crypto safe and you're also supporting the channel. So really appreciate it, guys. If you haven't pre-ordered your Ledger Nano X yet, I do have a link in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Definitely appreciate it. You guys rule. That's it for me today, guys. It's Friday. It's the weekend. It's actually starting to snow here in New York outside, which let's see how that turns out. So hopefully it's a lot nicer and warmer where you are, but even if it's snowing, go outside, build a igloo, go sled down a hill, do something fun. Stop looking at crypto every 5 seconds, okay? That being said, guys, I freaking love you. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.